Beginning in 1997, a children's series known as Scary Godmother revealed itself, which were books by Jill Thompson focusing on a godmother that really wasn't scary. Thinking back on it now, I have no idea why the word scary was even used when talking about her, but whatever. These comic origins aren't as well known as what would later become a Halloween classic. Yes, you all know the movie. Ladies and gentle spooks, I would like to give you a dark, cold welcome to Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular, the TV movie that strangely found its way to your eyes at some point during your childhood. It started appearing everywhere back in 2004 when it released on Cartoon Network USA, and it's hard to find someone who's just never heard of it at all. There are two Scary Godmother movies, but for today's video in particular, we're going to be taking a look at the first one. Is it a movie only praised for its sweet nostalgia? Does it actually hold up today? And why does this character look like a combo between Shrek and Donkey? These questions and more will be answered, hopefully by the end of this video. Let's dive in, but you guys should really be wearing your spook safety goggles cause we're heading directly into the spooky spirit of Halloween. We start off right in the middle of Halloween night as kids are happily trick-or-treating and walking around in their costumes, just having a great time, you know? But can we actually take a second to appreciate this art style? It's noticeable even in the first few seconds that this movie takes on some more original designs. Just the color of the buildings and backgrounds here feels so Halloween-y. It also reminds me a lot of Soul Eater, so there's that too. And so we're introduced to the batch of characters that drive the story of Scary Godmother. Here we have Candyman, Diversity, and the girl. They're typical teenagers trying to get the most amount of candy possible. This guy deserves an applause simply for his costume alone though. He's a baseball player in an SUV. While that makes no sense, at least give him an A for effort because Daryl literally just says he's a piece of candy, and no Daryl, that's not a creative costume at all.
It's loaded with all the options, including anti-lock brakes and an atomic-powered laser cannon. Right on! I'm a piece of candy.
Where's Jimmy? Oh, it's creepy out here.
Speak of the devil, and the devil shall appear.
But uh-oh, literally the devil himself is introduced. This is Jimmy, the guy who's mean to anyone and everyone and basically has no redeeming qualities. He deserves a spot on the top 10 greatest anime villains of all time. He's supposed to be taking around his cousin, Hannah Marie, to enjoy trick-or-treating together. She's just a pure little girl filled with wholesomeness, sharing candy bars and being super excited about the spooky night. Hannah shows that she's extremely scared by monsters, shining a flashlight in Jimmy's eyes, and he's pissed. Eventually, Jimmy gets super manipulative and tells his friends that they'll be able to get the most candy if they just ditch his cousin, so he tells a scary story and then makes her go inside this haunted house apparently filled with monsters.
So now, every year, the new kid has to leave candy in the basement of the abandoned spook house to keep the monsters from eating every kid in the world! And guess who's the new kid?
Wait, hold on. What's with all these characters' eyes? How can everyone see out of such tiny black dots? The whole gang of big kids is somehow blind, but then Hannah is the only one who, you know, actually has the ability to see. Why was this design chosen? I have no idea. Guys, why are you turning against Hannah? Come on, she's so nice. Hannah is in the spook house and Jimmy tries to scare her by making terrifying finger puppets. Don't even ask me how his fingers have the physical capability to form this shape because it's yet another unsolved mystery that no characters have the common sense to ask, but it's the plot, so don't question it. Finally, Scary Godmother herself joins the party and she's great! Immediately you start to get attached to her because she's surprisingly nice, especially when compared to the teens.
Say hello to your scary godmother.
My what?
Scary godmother! Ta-da!
Scary Godmother takes her new companion soaring through the skies to atmospheres where she probably shouldn't even be able to breathe, as the hottest new Halloween single of 2004 plays right here. Yo, this is lit! Also, again, the style with the 3D pumpkins as we get closer and closer to the house is just so satisfying to watch. We land in this spooky place and Hannah is hyped for whatever's about to happen next. The pretty boring B-plot is just showing these teens waiting for her to come out, and the movie keeps jumping back to them at random points, but to be honest, they aren't really important at all until the end. Anyway, Scary Godmother searches for her broom mates, and yes, that's an actual pun used in the movie, don't kill me please, but come on, you gotta give them props, that's actually pretty punny. Yes! Scully, I remember this guy! He's a really flamboyant skeleton donning a top hat and a bow tie, so immediately, how can you hate him? He also makes a pun less than a minute after his introduction, so hopefully you're ready for a Halloween puntacular, because these aren't gonna be stopping anytime soon. We find out a party is happening featuring plenty of monsters that'll knock your socks off, and Scully gives a fantastic comparison that proves he's already a top character.
See, Hannah, monsters are a lot like spiders. Some are real nice, and some are not so nice. But all of them are creepy and crawly.
The place is transformed to look much more like a party because, let's be real, things felt pretty dead before. Oh, we're back to the kids, yay. For some reason, they just wait around for Hannah, even though they could easily go inside the house themselves and pull her out. Apparently, Catgirl is now in love with Daryl as she demands she gets a few kisses so he can give her candy. But then, the exciting stuff returns and we're back to the house party of monsters! Aw yeah! Another one of the most memorable characters from the movie joins in, and he's truly a mix between Shrek and Donkey. He also loves food so much and will do whatever it takes to grab a bite. But it's also revealed that he ate all the previous food last year before everyone showed up, and in that case, why did the gang think it was a good idea to invite him again? I don't know, but he's amazing to watch, so whatever.
Roll over. Oh, please. Roll over.
I will not degrade myself.
Over. Good boy. Here.
Harry meets Hannah, and she's not at all scared. As the frightful party pumps up its numbers, Orson the vampire and his parents ring the doorbell and waits to be invited in. Scary Godmother offers them food, and they all immediately prepare to take a bite out of Hannah. Dang, you guys, this is a kid's movie. What are you doing? That's not allowed here. Count Max, Ruby, and Orson are all quality characters, and this conversation between Orson and Hannah is cool.
Are you a real vampire?
Of course I'm a real vampire. Are you a real human?
Yeah, but you're just a kid.
So are you.
Do you go to school?
Sure, night school. Don't you go to school?
I go to school. Sacred Heart.
I ship it. So anyway, they start running in the kitchen and kill Scully. Nah, just kidding, he's already dead, but that's gotta hurt! The party guests interact with each other for a bit, and anything featuring Harry is an automatic golden scene for me. He'll do whatever it takes for the tiniest piece of food, then he barges into conversations that don't involve him at all. Never change, Harry. A knock on the door leads to one of the scariest designed monsters so far, and Hannah can't handle it. This guy has the wacky name of Bugaboo, and his job is literally to scare kids. Based on his design and the way he describes what he does for a living, you know, I'm convinced he's a part of Monsters Inc. So guys, when are we gonna get the highly anticipated crossover of Scary Godmother meets Monsters Inc? Can that happen? Please? As the lit Halloween tune plays, the house spins and jumps, and oh my god, none of this is possible, but I'm loving it. Once again, the cartoony style proves its uniqueness with this sort of stuff, so it's just really cool to watch. One of the most visually pleasing scenes happens next, where all the characters are dancing and enjoying their time at the party. How can you not have fun seeing this? All the colors and the happiness and the spookiness, it's just the perfect way to experience the spirit of Halloween from the lazy space of your living room. Why go out and trick-or-treat when you can have a lifetime supply of spooks by just watching the scene over and over again?
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Orson has yet another attempt to eat Hannah, but again, this is a kid's movie, Orson! Count Max expresses his disappointment in socializing with the other monsters because he doesn't feel like he belongs, which is understandable because just look at him. At this point, the movie began to drag on just a tiny bit. Like, yeah, they were all hanging out at the party, but not a whole lot was happening besides that. Still, Harry orders $200 in pizza, which is absolutely amazing, and he continues to prove he's superior than everyone else. This skeleton dude who actually delivers the pizza is a top contender for best character that appears once, though.
12 extra larges at 16 bucks each. Of course, you could sign for it.
Whoa, this just got dark. The gang enjoys their pizza, and Hannah is definitely less scared of monsters now that she's been spending all her Halloween time at a party full of him. When she mentions the name Jimmy, Bugaboo recognizes him as one of the people he scares weekly. Finally, we can get some nice revenge on the devil himself. The monsters plot to teach the teens a lesson. What follows is a really satisfying part where the mean old teens head into the spook house, but waiting for them is none other than Orson. It's the beginning of the ultimate fright fest, and I love everything about it. First, the vampires make their amazing appearances, and then Scully reveals himself. Okay, what is going on with their eyes? This screen cap alone is more disturbing than the majority of the movie. Like, how did this even happen? The monsters continue their scare show, especially Harry, who gets real close with the camera trying to get his next meal. It all comes to a shocking conclusion when Harry does an extremely overdramatic death, which is perfect.
Oh, mercy me. Is this the end of poor Harry? It seems so. Goodbye, Mother. I can see a long tunnel with a bright light. I move towards the light. No, all right. I die. I flail. Then I die.
Satan and his sidekicks run out of the house as their spook meters have overflowed and they just can't take it anymore. Hannah receives a key from the helpful scary godmother, which lets her return to the gang of monsters at any point in the future, setting up what would be an incredible sequel. And then, the movie finally ends when everyone teams up against Harry since, you know, they still don't really like him at all. It's surprising to see no major resolution outside with Hannah and the others, but whatever. Overall, how did Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular hold up? Was it as good as I remembered it, or was it just a great movie due to blind nostalgia? Well, I'm happy to say that, in my opinion, it does hold up today. Not only was the style just visually pleasing and creative, but the actual story is just nice to experience around Halloween. The plot isn't anything too serious, it's mostly just a party of wacky monsters, and it pretty much succeeded in what it sought out to be. All the characters, especially the creatures Hannah met in Bugaboo's house, were memorable with their own individual personalities. Many of the jokes throughout the movie surprisingly still got a laugh out of me, and that's always a plus. Clocking in at only around 47 minutes, this is definitely an animated movie worth watching. If you've never even heard of it before, then you'll probably have slightly less of a fun time because the nostalgia factor plays no role. However, I still think everyone will be able to find some sort of enjoyment from Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular, thanks to its simple but fun plotline and characters. Check it out if you haven't already, or if it's been a while since the last time you watched. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.